All right, so Def Noodles is having another one of his meltdowns. This guy just cannot get out of his own way. He got his Twitter account back a few weeks ago, and that was a terrible thing for him because he just cannot help himself, and he eventually ends up arguing with random people in the comments, and he's getting ratioed. It's not going very well, so he just keeps getting crazier and crazier. So I think this is kind of where all the recent drama started. He was responding to some Twitter comments, and somebody said, "I own you, H3 Lapdog." So he was arguing with them, and then they said, "Kavos and Papa Gut also own you." And then, of course, Noodles has to respond to that, and he basically says that he's responsible for Papa Gut's career because he did a debate with him, even though I think Papa Gut was already pretty big before that. I mean, maybe that helped him a little bit, but he's definitely not responsible for his career. And Def Noodles looked like an idiot in that debate. That was like the most embarrassing thing ever. But this is exactly what I mean when I say Def Noodles cannot get out of his own way. He doesn't need to respond to these things. This is not necessary. Why are you calling out somebody who already embarrassed you in a debate? Like, you don't need to start this drama. And I don't know when he'll realize that it's not working for him. Like, you're losing subscribers for a reason. Like, Noodles had a good thing going, but now he's just self-destructing. He could have easily just stuck to talking about viral news and maybe stayed out of politics a little bit, but just talking about, like, doing TMZ kind of content, just posting what happened the day and just talking about it a little bit and not really getting too opinionated. And if he just stuck with that, he probably would have been fine. He'd be gaining subscribers. But instead, he just is going off the rails. He can't handle any criticism. He can't admit when he's wrong. He's getting very political. He's getting more opinionated. It's just, he's not heading in the right direction. And also, it seems like he's trying to scale up his YouTube channel right now. I think he just rented out a space. I think he has employees. He's doing a podcast. And he's only going downhill, it seems like. So I don't know if this will end well because he's trying to invest more money. He's trying to grow his business and scale things up, but people are only leaving his channel. People are not taking him seriously anymore. People just seem like they're sick of him. And I know most people didn't take him seriously already, but I think even some of his hardcore fans, I'm sure, are leaving at this point because it's just sad. And this guy probably needs to take a break from the internet. It ruined him. It's crazy. The internet broke this man. So after he put out that Papa Gut tweet, Papa Gut responded, and he said, "At the end of the day, I would struggle to find a single person in the community that speaks about you in a positive way because you burned so many bridges, but more and more people are saying my name with a weighted respect." Yeah, so it's true. Def Noodles has burned all the bridges. Nobody takes him very seriously. I think Ethan Klein is his only friend and the only person that will support him. And I think Ethan's only doing that because Def Noodles will defend him no matter what. It seems like no matter how stupid Def Noodles will look defending Ethan, he will still go to bat for him. So he does have a lot of loyalty to him. And I think Ethan might feel like he has to reciprocate that, even though I don't know if he really does. He had him on the podcast like one time, and I think Ethan was even reluctant to have him on because he clickbaited him with Trisha Paytas, and I think Ethan knows Def Noodles really didn't add that much to the conversation. So I don't know if Ethan really will defend him at all or talk about him. I think he just wants to stay out of it. So after that Papa Gut tweet, of course Def Noodles had to respond to that. And I wish this guy would just realize that every time he responds to one of these comments, it's only getting worse for him. Well, I actually don't really care if he does realize that because it's funny seeing him have this meltdown. And now more people are aware that this guy's pretty crazy. So he said, "Oh, people are saying your name in weighted respect. All right. So much so that their mouths are having a hard time lifting their words." So then Papa Gut responded to that and said, "Fat jokes are very funny, Dennis. Almost as funny as you having such a mental breakdown about another YouTuber that you went to therapy. Your entire life is online. What will you have when your career is over?" And then Def Noodles copied that and responded to him, which is just weird. And I mean, I think he's having another breakdown. I think that proves it. So then after that, he continued on, and eventually it got pretty out of control, and Noodles ended up posting this about Gut. He said, "Motherfucker got famous on TikTok for joking about effing a 14-year-old girl, then gets offended someone jokes about him. But he was right. I shouldn't have said that. I should have instead said he makes himself so small in his videos to hide the fact that he looks like a P word. And then he tagged the FBI and said, put this MFer on a watch list. He looks mad suspicious. So he is really going after him with this one. He's not messing around. It's not just like a little banter back and forth. Like, it sounds like he really hates this guy and wants to ruin him. It's just hilarious for a few reasons, because right now he's suing Keemstar because Keemstar said he was a P word, and he said that like ruined his relationships and like cost him sponsors. And now him as like, I mean, not really a credible news source, but a news source, I guess, that people follow is now saying this guy looks like a P word and the FBI should look out for him. So he is not helping himself, and it's just really sad. And then also the fact that he thought this would work, or he thought this would cancel him, or he thought he'd win the argument by saying this. This is only going to make him look worse. It's so obvious. Like, everyone is goofing on him for this because he just took things way too far, and he's trying to call someone else out for being sensitive when he's clearly the one for being sensitive, because he's gotten to the point where he's like basically trying to have this guy put on a watch list, which is pretty extreme because he told some joke which is out of context, and apparently he was just saying, he's calling out somebody who actually was a P word, and he's like mocking them, I guess, or something. And then also Def Noodles just said that this guy looks like a P word, and from what I can tell, it seems like Def Noodles really started all this by calling him out. Like, he didn't need to respond to any of these comments. He didn't need to bring up Papa Gut. He didn't need to start all this. Instead, he went out of his way to do all this. Like, dude, why can't you just be a news source? Why can't you just post stories and just cover your regular content? You don't need to go out of your way on this Twitter account to respond to comments and turn it into this giant thing. Like, now everyone's calling him out. And it doesn't seem like it's the best time for him because he's already kind of going downhill. This is only going to accelerate the decline. It's not going to end well. I think somebody needs to take away his Twitter account from him, even though he just got it back. I mean, it'd be better off if he was just still banned. He would stay out of drama. He wouldn't be getting in Twitter arguments. It just never seems to end well for him. And recently on YouTube, he's been clickbaiting a lot of titles, and he's been getting pretty weird with it. He made some video titled "Apologizing for Blackface." I don't really know what the deal is with that, and even people in the comments are kind of confused. And then he also clickbaited Jenna Marbles returning to the internet because she took a picture with some fans, and obviously she's not returning, but Def Noodles is using that as clickbait, I guess. And some of Def Noodles fans are kind of upset, and I think these comments show that his fans are getting kind of sick of him. This person said, "The clickbait Jenna was heartbreaking. Don't do us dirty like that." Somebody said, "Twitter people say that Def fell off." Maybe they're right. So this is what Def Noodles is proving to people. Like, a lot of people, I'm sure, want to support him, but he just cannot help himself. He always needs to embarrass himself, and he's trying to make it hard for people to watch him. It's crazy. So maybe he'll finally learn his lesson, but I doubt it, and I'll keep you updated if he starts to lose it even more, even though he's always kind of losing it. I'll let you know if anything real significant happens. So make sure you hit the subscribe button, make sure you leave me a comment, hit the like button, and I'll catch you at the next video.